Hello everybody and welcome to Jumputi Heroes news video. My name is Scarface King and we know what is happening with the 8 million download celebration now. I mean, we kind of guessed some things, but I don't think we quite hit the nail on the head. So, we did say 8 million downloads, it's probably going to be a Dark Heroes event because, you know, that kind of seemed like what they were alluding to. I didn't expect some of the characters they would announce, I gotta say. First things first, we have a character that we spoke about already, and I said I wasn't sure if it was actually her or not, but it was. We had the data download, and the data download had one character in it. It had no other valuable information. It had one character in it. So we got Nakime, which is the Biwa demon from Kimetsu no Yaiba. She is going to be available in the game for daily missions. We have virtually no other info on her or on anything else regarding her events or anything. So that's nice, that's cool, whatever. We also, today, had something other than a data download, and that was the scans from Weekly Shonen Jump leaking early. I don't know why, but they did leak early, and they contain information that we're not supposed to know until next Monday. And that information is that this event is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of weird. So, first of all, let's talk about what we assume are the limited characters to get this event started. So we assume that the limited characters are the two at the top of the page, and that is Aizen, Sosuke Aizen from Bleach, and Vern from Dragon Quest. Now, kind of interesting choices. Aizen, not so much. Aizen makes sense. This particular version of Aizen made sense to be a Dark Heroes Limited. It's a given. It was a given we'd see this at some point, whether it be Genkai Battle or Catastrophe or whatever. But seeing him as a Limited is not a surprise. They will make good money on this. People love Aizen. But Vern is a bit of a surprise. Not necessarily because Dragon Quest doesn't deserve it. I think it deserves a bit more attention, a bit more love than it gets in the game. But this particular version of Vern, because even as somebody who has not read Dragon Quest, I have looked at pages here and there in order to get information for character skills and titles and whatever. And I know that this is an early version of Vern. We already had, like, Hadler, who had been made into a standard gacha unit for Dark Heroes. This new, the second Dark Heroes event, we have Vern, and seemingly he will be a limited. So does this mean that with the Dragon Quest hype that's coming up right now, maybe they're going to save more later on in the story Dragon Quest stuff and later on in the story versions of Vern for, dare I say, a feature festival? Possibly. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you know, it's got to be on the cards, right? I mean, Dragon Quest is getting a new gacha, it's getting a new console game, it's getting a new anime, it's getting a new pachinko machine, it's getting a new everything. So, hey, I mean, why not a feature festival? Why not? Moving on from those two, and by the way, the Aizen, I should point out, they've used his old sprite in the advertisement, so it's kind of misleading. That is not the Aizen you would be pulling for, that is the Unity Battle Aizen that already exists in the game, but the gameplay below shows the version of Aizen you would be pulling for. You've got the kind of final Hogyoku absorbed Aizen in the attack animation, and if you look at some of the other pages, it's very hard to tell, but his standard sprite is going to be his, like, final arc form. It's not going to be this Aizen. It's not this Aizen. So, not final arc, not 1000 Year Blood War. I misspoke there. Just before he absorbs, or after he absorbs the Hogyoku. Butterfly Aizen, basically, like just before all that. Anyway, moving on to what appears to be standard gacha, and we have 3 characters here. We have, I'm going to start with my favourite. We have Medora from Toriko. Finally, finally some more Toriko content. And me saying finally, I mean the other two series getting represented in this gacha are going, like, the fans are going to be saying finally. But Toriko has gone long unloved in this game. We've had, what, 3 units and a legend summon. Is that it? Is it 3 units and a legend summon? Yeah. So 3 units and a legend summon. How have we not had more? How? It's such a long series. I will say it's a little bit disappointing to see Medora as a standard gacha, but potentially, you know, Hadler was standard gacha, and then Vern was a limited. So there's no reason. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but I'm just assuming. So potentially Medora gets a standard gacha here. We can still see a limited from Toriko later on, whether it's a different version of Toriko, whether it's one of the bad guys. It doesn't have to be ruled out. I'm just saying. One of the other characters in this standard gacha, or supposed standard gacha, is 6 from Majin Tante Nogame Nuro, a series that has had no content since it was added to the game, and now it's getting a new character in the standard gacha. The only downside is we don't know a lot right now. And we don't know if he's literally just the one character being added, or whether maybe he has an event that he counters, or maybe there's some kind of points thing or something in order to add a second or third Nogami Nura character into the game. I don't necessarily think they would, but it would be nice if they did. I feel like definitely Toriko is going to get a new farmable unit, but as I'm saying that, I'm trying to remember the Dark Heroes event last time. And Hadler didn't. Hadler did. But Daki did. So maybe, just maybe. If you're a fan, good luck to you. If you're a fan of Nura, good luck to you. And if you're a fan of Nurarihyun no Mago, good luck to you again. Because we have a new character being added from that series too. And it is Hagoromo Gitsune. Don't quote me on all the names, because I know that, like, I don't know a lot about this series, but I know it's like she inhabits the body of another character or some shit. So don't, I'm just saying, we got some new content for the series. It's kind of gas. She looks kind of cool. I don't know a lot about her, but she looks kind of cool. I think she's one of the big bad in the series. It's kind of cool. I mean, look, the whole point of these Dark Heroes events is you're supposed to feature the villains. You're supposed to give the villains a bit of attention and not just have them as like a free unit that's gonna suck. Have them as like an actual gacha unit that's gonna be sick. That's the point. You are pulling for the villains that you want. And there's a temptation there. There's a temptation to pull from Medora from me. Honestly, there is. If the way I envision this gacha going is it's going to be them three featured, and there's not going to be like side A, side B, side C. If there are sides, and it's side A, side B, side C, and Medora is one of them, I am 100% pulling on Medora's side, and I'm going to get him. The 2 limiteds, kind of cool. I don't really care. I don't really care, to be honest. But if you're a Dragon Quest fan, sure. If you're an Aizen fan, sure. For me, it doesn't interest me that much. But that's just how it is. And we do have a little bit more to talk about. Because we have another character, Kaname Tosen from Bleach. Now, I am assuming that this Aizen is going to be red. And this Aizen is going to counter a stage with the green Mugetsu Ichigo that we got in New Year. And this Kaname Tosen is going to drop from the event as a playable character as a result of you beating the Ichigo. Which is what happened with Kenshiro and Shin in the Dark Heroes event last time. It's what happened with Conan and Seijima and Naruto. I think it's going to be the same here again. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know. But that's my assumption. And it's cool to see we're finally fleshing out Bleach a little bit more. They've been doing the same with some other series. You know, you give us a V2 Aizen, fair enough. But release a new character with that doesn't have a version already in the game. Kaname Tosen doesn't have a version already in the game, so that's good. All of the standard gacha units do not have a version already in the game, except sort of Medora, because of his legend summon. But I'm perfectly fine with V2s, but sometimes you get some events like that Dragon Ball one where there's like a lot of V2s. Sometimes you just want to see some new stuff, some diversity, some interesting characters that you haven't been able to play with before. Well, here you go. Some interesting characters you haven't been able to play with before. And I'm pretty psyched about it. And there is just one more character we have to talk about from these scans. And you can only kind of see them in some of the scans, in the little character preview things. It appears that Kimetsuji Muzan is going to be added to the game. We can only see like the faintest little image of him. Or should I say her? Because it does look like it's the female version of Kimetsuji Muzan from when he slaughtered all those lower moons because he wanted to. Or she wanted to. Regardless, are they going to be added? As a playable character, as a farmable character, as a gacha, as a limited, as... I mean, I don't know. And is it going to be like just one version of Muzan? Is there going to be a costume for Muzan? Like, there's possibilities here, but I feel like they wouldn't have put the idea of Muzan in our heads unless there was potential for this to be a big part of the event. Could it be a part 2 of the event limited or something like that, or gacha or something? I don't know, but I think it's got to be on the cards. It's got to be on the cards. Oh, and before I end the video, one more thing I have to add. There is a new item in the game, or it's going to be added to the game soon. It's like a currency. You can sell farmable characters for this currency, and you can trade it in at a store. It's basically just to incentivize farming for the like in-game whales. So, for example, if you've already finished Cell, you can still go back and farm Cell and sell him for like this in-game currency, and then you could use that to buy stuff in the store, like jewel shards, like limit break doors, so on and so forth. So, an interesting concept. I wonder how far they'll take it, but cool to have. I'm going to end the video here. Let me know, out of this event, what do you want to see? Because it's all about featuring the villains. You've got the ones there on the page. Who else do you want to see? Because there's a couple of villains I kind of think are cooler than the good guys. And, you know, obviously some people say, oh yeah, look, Frieza's pretty cool, he's better than Goku, Goku smells, whatever. But I'm talking about, you know, there are some series where the villains bang, and the good guys are just kind of there. They facilitate the bad guys. And there's some really cool, like, I don't know how I feel about the whole Muzan thing if Muzan's not going to be a limited, because I want him to be usable. I want all the Kimetsu no Yaiba units to be good and usable. But in terms of, I'm hoping there's not too much Bleach content in this, like just a little bit, because we're going to get a Bleach Feature Festival later this year, so just a little bit of Bleach. And I'm hoping Toriko gets a farmable unit, please, please, please. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.